Today I'm going to attempt to answer the 50 most asked questions about live streaming in under 10 minutes. We'll see how I do with that, but you're gonna need to keep your comments to a minimum over there. Can you do that?
It depends how stupid you are today.
I'll try to keep my stupidity to a minimum then, okay?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Let's put the clock in there right down below. Okay, 10 minutes on the clock. Let's get to it. What type of mic should I get? You should definitely use an external mic. You can pick up a cheap USB mic for less than 50 bucks and it'll serve you well. Do I need a custom overlay? Absolutely not. The first thing you need to do is get on a live stream. Learn how to interact with the folks who show up for your live stream. A custom overlay is something that you can add later. It's a nice to have, but you don't need one to start streaming. What camera should I use? The camera doesn't really matter. You can use a crappy webcam that's on most laptops. The most important thing is that you need to light yourself decently and put something interesting in your background. How do I fill the silence on my streams while waiting for guests? Well, you should always have topics of conversation that you want to talk about. If you do have the occasional moments of dead air, having a little bit of an underlying music track doesn't hurt. You can also have a guest on your stream to liven things up.
Or just get a handsome, extraordinary feline to help you out with your stream.
Sure, you could do that too. Should I use a green screen? Green screens are great if you're a gamer and you're trying to limit the amount of space that your image takes up on the screen. For the average, everyday, run-of-the-mill streamer, unless you have something special planned with the green screen, I wouldn't really worry about it. When should I ban someone from chat? You shouldn't be banning people in your chat because they hurt your feelings, that's for sure. You gotta be the bigger person in this case. With that being said, if somebody is disruptive in the chat and they're interrupting the flow of the live stream, you should warn them once, and then if they don't stop, just ban them. Can I have more than one live stream in OBS? You can create as many as you want using the profile and scene collections. The profile collection saves the settings and the scene collection saves your scenes. You can create as many of these as you want by selecting new, and you can switch between the profiles and scene collections just by using the drop down and selecting the ones you want. What should I stream about? You can do a cooking stream, a gardening stream. I've seen great arts and crafts streams. Do a game show on your stream. You could do a stream where you just talk about cars. The best thing to do is pick a topic that you're passionate about. It's a really good chance that others out there are passionate about that topic as well.
I recommend you stream about cats. We're very interesting, you know.
I don't know how interesting cats are, but some cat channels do very well with views.
Because we're interesting.
What is the best new OBS feature? Personally, I think integrating the Win audio plugin into OBS was long overdue. It allows you to separate out your audio sources. You just click the plus and then you click here and then you can go and select the audio source that you want. Then in the mixer, you can control the volume and how you want to set it up to monitor each source. What are the minimum requirements for live streaming? These days, there are so many different ways that you can stream. I don't think equipment needs to get in the way of streaming if it's what you really want to do. You can stream with a cell phone, or if you don't have a powerful PC or Mac, you can use a browser source streaming app like EVMux, Restream, Melon, or StreamYard. They work on any kind of old hardware. And pretty much any new Mac or PC hardware is going to run Prism Live or OBS. How do I grow my live audience? You have to live stream on a regular schedule, so your audience always knows when you're actually going to be live. Make sure that you have interesting topics and bullet points that you plan to talk about every time you go live. Promote your live stream on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, or places where you might already have a following. How do I know when my audio is out of sync? The best way to know is just by clapping at the screen. If you're listening and the clap happens at the same time as your hands touch, your audio's in sync.
Don't do that again.
What?
That clapping thing. I nearly soiled the table over here. It wouldn't be pretty.
Well, I'll try to make sure that I warn you next time. Sorry about that, Carl. How do I fix out of sync audio? If the audio is coming late, you should right click on the source and go to filters. Click here and add a render delay. Then set how long you need to delay the video in order for the audio to line up. If the audio is coming before the video, go into the mixer and find the audio source that's having the sync problem. If you click on this little gear on the right and you select advanced audio properties, you go to the sync offset and adjust it down depending upon how long you want to delay your audio. What is the most important equipment to upgrade first? I would say if you're going to upgrade anything first, you want to upgrade your audio. Great audio is always the key to a fantastic stream. What is the second thing that you should upgrade? I think probably quality lights. You can have $1,000 camera with bad lighting and it'll look like crap. You can have a $100 camera with really nice lighting and you can make it look absolutely amazing. Upgrade your lights. You'll thank me. What is the third thing? I'm sensing a pattern here. It's probably actually your camera. Putting a nice camera in there, especially a DSLR with a capture card, can easily give some amazing depth of field that'll make you pop right off the screen.
No camera is gonna make you look good,
Well,
man.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means you got a face for radio, man. You probably frighten small children.
Yeah, I get it, Carl. Thanks. What is the fourth piece that you should upgrade? I guess the machine that connects you to the internet. If you're struggling to do the kind of things that you want to do with the equipment that you have, then it might be time to upgrade it to actual equipment that's going to do what you want it to do. Should I add a second camera for my broadcast? Well, this is a pretty good question actually. For streams where there's something secondary that you want to show, like a gamer with a hand cam, or maybe a crafting show where you want to show the craft but also your face. It's great to have a second camera in these circumstances. However, if there's not any specific reason that you would need to use a second camera for your broadcast, then it's really not necessary. It's something that you can add later when you figure out some actual use for it. How do I add a transition to my scene? In OBS, to the right of the mixer, you're gonna see a scene transition. You can click that little plus button and add whatever transition you want. This includes fades, swipes, slides, and of course, custom stingers. And then when you switch scenes, that's the one that you're going to see. How do I set different transitions for different scenes? What you do is you go over here to your scenes window, and then you can right click on any of the scenes that you want a specific transition for. Then select the transition override and select the transition that you want to happen every time you switch to that scene. And then when you switch to that scene, that's the transition that you're going to get. My voice is cracking on stream. How do I make it stop? You could be going through puberty and it will pass in a few years after your voice is finished changing. But most likely your mic is peaking. Go to the audio mixer and find the audio that's crackling and adjust it down a little bit so it's not peaking. It could also be a bad cable on your microphone.
For the cats out there, it's not the puberty thing. We always have fantastic voices from birth.
How many cats do you actually think are watching?
Well, I'm on here, so it's probably about half your audience.
Oh, you think so? For those of you out there, let me know in the comments how many of you are cats and watching this video. Why am I getting the robot voice? Usually when you get the robot voice, that means your stream is buffering or it's not processing fast enough. You should take a look at the bottom of OBS and see if you're dropping any frames. And if you are, well, you might want to dial your bitrate back just a little bit. I'm a gamer and I want to stream to multiple platforms like Twitch and YouTube at the same time. You can use Restream.io to stream to those platforms. There is a link in the description so you can check it out, and there's like a plugin that you can use there that will use OBS to stream, and then it'll split it to those different locations. There is also a plugin in OBS that you can use if your internet connection bandwidth is enough. And I've done a video on this before. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. The question is whether you should. And I personally think it's best to learn the ins and outs of one platform before you start branching out and producing content for others. How often should I stream? I don't think there's a bad or good ratio for how often you should stream. The main thing is that you stream at the same time on the same day every single week. If it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then every week it has to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the same time. Should I do a 24-hour live stream? A 24-hour live stream can be a great promotion and it can get people talking about your channel. If it's going to bring more guests to the table, then why not? It's always fun to do this sort of stuff.
Cats don't do 24-hour streams.
Why is that?
We need our mouse. How do you think I look this good?
Don't you need a nap right now?
You know the human is busy right now, so I figured why not jump on here and ask you to hit that thumbs up. If it gets enough of those, maybe you'll get me better food. Oh, then why not subscribe? It's totally free and it helps the human out. You can also let him have it in the comments. Tell him how awesome I am and how I need top sirloin.
Hey, what are you doing in there?
He's coming, I gotta go.
Do you have any tips for making better overlays? Make a lot of them. The more overlays you make, the better you're going to get at it. You'll eventually fall into a style that you like best. Should I add guests on my live stream? Adding guests to your live stream is a great way to liven up the audience. It's really important to try to make sure to get guests that are at least in the same niche as you. That's how you're going to get the best chance to grow your channel. How do I get better at live streaming? Well, the same way you get better at anything. Do it 100 times. Do it 1,000 times. Go live. The more you do it, the better you'll get. I love a certain live streamer. Should I copy what they're doing? Absolutely. Take things that other people are doing that work, that you like, and incorporate them into your stream. You're never gonna be that streamer, but when you first start out and you don't really have a specific persona, using elements from other people's stream can really help a lot more than it can hurt.
Maybe don't copy what this human is doing. There are a lot of other humans doing it much better.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Carl.
You're welcome.
Should I do a giveaway? If the purpose of the giveaway is to grow your live stream, then I'd say no. 9 times out of 10, almost none of them stick around afterwards anyways. If the purpose of the giveaway is to reward the people that are always watching your stream and all that kind of stuff, then I'd say sure. How do I make my streams live longer and get more views? There are a lot of ways to reuse your stream so that you can get views on it over time. There's not really much of a chance that YouTube is going to suggest a 3-hour live stream after it's already been done. But if you cut out bits and pieces that are just topical and entertaining, you can give it the right name and a great thumbnail and put it out there. You have a much better chance that YouTube is going to find it and suggest it. My chat is really quiet. How do I get more people to chat? Well, you should probably ask questions in your chat like, hey, where's everybody from? What's the weather like where you are today? Interact individually with the people in your chat, and that's going to encourage others to speak up as well. Lastly, there is no substitute for great mods. They can keep a conversation going and welcome new viewers, and that's a big part of keeping the chat flowing. How do I make money live streaming? Initially, you should really be concerned about just growing an audience, but you can make money through live streaming even when you're not monetized with donations and sponsorships. But you can also do affiliate marketing, and then eventually when you are monetized, you can get super chats and that sort of stuff. So there are a lot of different ways that you can make money with live streaming. What programs do you use to create your overlays? I have a combination of Adobe, Photoshop, and After Effects that I've used in the past. I use DaVinci Resolve a lot more these days, and it's totally free. Can anyone be successful live streaming on YouTube? Absolutely. If I can be successful, anyone can. It's just a matter of finding your own personal style, and then you have to do it a lot, because that's how you learn.
Having a cat on the broadcast gives you a much better chance, though.
Yeah, sure. My stream is lagging. Is it my computer or my internet? A look down at the bottom of your OBS when it's live streaming. And if you're dropping a lot of frames, then it's probably your internet service. Otherwise, it's probably your computer. What is the minimum upload speed connection that I need to live stream? To stream in 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second, I'd say 5 megabits per second is the slowest that you should have on your upload speed. Should I work out? Work out what? Should you exercise? Absolutely. Being healthy is really important. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. What camera do you use to live stream? Well, I use a Sony a6500 with an Elgato capture card. What program do you use to add guests in OBS? I use Video Ninja. It makes it really easy to add as many guests as you want, configure them in your scene however you want, and then add each individual audio separately. It's totally free, and there are links in the description if you want to check it out and see how it works.
Ninja.
Carl.
Ninja. Such a fun word.
Is there a way to make my audio better in OBS? Absolutely. In Sources, right-click on the audio source and then select Filters. In Audio Video, click on the plus and select Noise Suppression, then click the plus again to select the compressor. Now there are different settings that you can change for these, but I find they work pretty well right out of the box. My Stream Elements alerts aren't working in OBS. I have seen this happen before, and it has to do with the resolution that you set in your browser source when you add the alert. If you created the alert in 1080 resolution, in the OBS browser needs to have 1080 as well. If you fix this, then you'll be able to see your alerts. You also want to make sure that the alert is on top of the toppest layer or the highest layer. And if it's not, and it's underneath something, then of course you're not going to see it. How many live streams have you done? Probably somewhere around 450 live streams over the last 3 years. So that's a lot. What image type do I use for an overlay? PNG has transparency, JPEG does not. So you're going to use PNG. Which platform is easiest to get big on? Well, you've got YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, I suppose, these days, and each one has its own quirks. So pick one, stick to it, make the best content that you can, and you're gonna grow. And it really doesn't matter which platform you pick. How do I set up alert widgets for my live stream? If you're using Streamlabs widgets and you go to the alert widgets, and then all you have to do is click copy right here. That will copy the link. You can go into OBS, click the plus, select browser source. Then you just paste that URL in here. You can change the width and height, but for Streamlabs, I usually don't. If you want to hear your alert, you click Control Audio via OBS, click OK, and our alert will show up here. All we have to do is go back in here. We can click Test Donation. If we go over, you can see that there are standard alerts already set up. If you want to modify your alert in any way, you just click under the alert that you want to modify and you can scroll down here. You can change the GIF, you can change the audio, how long the alert stays active, the text that you see in the alert, and all those things can easily be changed right in here just by selecting the alert that you want to modify. It's really that simple. Which service do I like to stream on most, Twitch or YouTube? I'm a horrible gamer, so YouTube would be my choice. How do I test my live streams? It's really a good idea to test your live streams to make sure that everything works the way that you want it to when you start streaming. YouTube makes it really easy. You just set up your stream unlisted and you can invite a few friends and add guests and chat and test all of those features without having an entire audience. Now for Twitch, it's a bit more complicated. So I did a video on how you can test on Twitch and I'll put a link down below in the description so you can check that out for yourself. My audio has all kinds of echoes when I add guests in OBS. First, you want to make sure that you always wear headphones when you're adding guests on a live stream. Otherwise, you're going to get echoes guaranteed. Second, you want to make sure that everyone else on your live stream is wearing headphones as well. The next thing you want to do is start muting all of the audio pieces in your live stream and then unmute them one at a time to see which one is actually causing the echo. Once you figure it out, well, it's a lot easier to track it down and tell the person probably to put on some headphones. Now, I don't really know if we actually made 10 minutes or not. Hopefully we did, but I won't know until this is taken into post-production.
Probably not.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. You really weren't much help there either. Hopefully, I answered a lot of the questions that you were interested in. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll try to get to them. I also stream every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I answer viewer questions live. If you want to see more about how I add guests to my live streams, you should check this video out. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. That is Carl the Cat. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.